is that? Oh my god.
Who is it? I'll show you that there's nobody in the hall.
Whoa! 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 What the?
The following are some of the scariest ghost videos found on the web, and be sure to stick around until the end, as the last clip is one of the most compelling videos ever caught on camera.
I got that on camera, bro. There was a woman that just walked by right now.
Pantry Ghost. If this one doesn't end up seeping into your nightmares, then it's very likely nothing will. What you are about to see is some of the most convincing paranormal evidence ever recorded, one that has yet to be properly debunked to this day. Take this as a warning though, it is extremely unsettling and has a real ability to terrify. That being said, let's get started. We begin with a man who has recently moved into a brand new house, supposedly built on a century-old cemetery. The house itself is old, and though he was warned about its possible hauntings, he didn't pay them much attention. That is, in fact, until he saw something that would change his life forever. There are two clips here, both equally chilling, but they both capture a terrifying apparition appearing behind a glass pantry door. In the first clip, a whole ghostly body can be seen, slowly appearing into view, then disappearing just as the door seemingly opens on its own.
Nothing so far.
The second clip features the same pantry door, though this time a face can be seen.
Oh my god, dude. The hell is that?
As it slowly presses its ghostly hands to the glass. The man attempts to align his hands with the ghost's hands, but while doing so, the ghost slowly fades into nothingness yet again. Known on the internet as the Pantry Ghost, a lot of people have attempted to debunk the footage, though no one can seem to properly do so. But what do you think? Is this a real paranormal encounter or some movie-level CGI at work? You be the judge.
Go. Go up. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Oh my god.
Spa Spirit. A spa haunting is definitely a first, but can you really blame the paranormal for needing a bit of rest and relaxation? All jokes aside, this next one is really, really terrifying. The story is simple enough. A man has recently gotten a job as security at a high-class spa and decidedly feels very creeped out by the energy around him. He says the spa is newly built and there's no paranormal history that he knows of, but ever since the first day, he's been creeped out by the spa's very weird energy. Perhaps because he's alone, at night, in a completely empty and large sprawling building. One night, he decides to bring his phone with him on one of his nightly rounds to see if he captures anything, and unfortunately for him, he manages to capture not one, but two totally terrifying clips. The first is him looking out a window, and for whatever reason, there's two shadows there when there certainly should only be one. You can see the man's shadow, as you can see the camera's reflection, but you can also see a completely separate shadow standing right next to him. It is only through reviewing the footage that he managed to even catch that. But be prepared, this next clip is possibly the worst one, so get yourself ready for it. As the man moves through the facility, he stumbles across the lodge where the spa residents congregate. He manages to spot what looks like a man sitting in a chair far to the left. The figure is transparent and fuzzy, and at times, it looks as if the man's neck is almost broken. Some minutes later, the man moves positions within the chair, and his eyes begin to glow. The camera focuses on the figure for a while, until it slowly fades into nothingness. Whatever these experiences are, it's almost certainly paranormal. But as always, that's entirely up to you. Fresno Crawler. Ghost or human? This next one will have you sincerely questioning either, but by the end, you'll come to learn that either possibility is downright disturbing. The user that posted the following clip claims to live in the country in the middle of absolute nowhere, some 30 miles away from neighbors or towns or anything of the like. They've recently moved there, and while they claim they've always had an eerie feeling about it, they've had nothing to back it up. That is, until now, when things begin to get really, really strange. The footage is short and definitely far-sighted, but what it captures is definitely strange, no doubt about it. It seems to show some kind of figure moving through the edge of the forest, possibly a woman in a long and flowy dress. Its behaviors are erratic, and it moves rather strangely, but it indeed is a humanish shape. Some of the spectators remark that it could be a sighting of the Fresno nightcrawler, which is a two-legged cryptid creature that looks like a pair of white pants that can move independently, as strange as that sounds. Others say that the camera the footage was captured on tends to invert color, so it's possible that it's a human dressed in all black, possibly an intruder lurking on the grounds, though the poster doesn't believe this to be true. Whatever it is, though, is certainly terrifying either way. A ghostly figure, possibly a cryptid, or is something like a malicious intruder, which is worse? Let us know in the comments. Haunted for life. Could you imagine what it must be like to be haunted from birth, always being watched, always in the presence of a lurking spirit, unable to ever be truly alone? The woman in this next clip knows that feeling all too well and has since requested help from a group of paranormal investigators, as something that has been haunting her for life is apparently now getting much stronger and more dangerous. She remarks that by now she's become too used to being haunted, as she's been apparently followed ever since she was a kid. She claims the entity is that of a little boy, and for most of her life, the spirit has been mostly benign, but lately, it's becoming more malicious, more active. As the team of paranormal investigators arrive, things begin to take a very sinister turn as the two men from the paranormal team begin to investigate the woman's house. Their dog, which they bring with them to every investigation, starts to behave very, very strangely. The dog begins grumbling a little, obviously terrified by something.
Who is it?
He sniffs around a lot, trying to figure out what's bothering him so much. The dog ventures further into the hall as he passes the door. A strange, childlike shadow with pointed ears can be seen lurking to the left.
I'll show you that there's nobody in the hall.
The shadow seems to be hovering there in midair, and when the man turns on the lights, there's nothing there. It's an odd shape and definitely strange, that's for sure. No other updates have been posted, so I guess we'll never know if the woman has escaped her lifelong haunting or not. Hopefully, wherever she is, she remains at peace. What do you make of this sighting? Sound off in the comments.
Who is it? Who is it? I'll show you that there's nobody in the hall.
Lady in Red. This next one has quite the haunting backstory. At the Mitzpah Hotel in Tonopah, Nevada, known by many as one of the most haunted hotels on Earth, an entity nicknamed Lady in Red is said to haunt its very halls. Many guests apparently have experienced her presence over the last several decades. The local legend goes something like this. It is said the so-called Lady in Red is actually the ghost of a prostitute who was murdered on the 5th floor of the building by a jealous ex-boyfriend. Another legend says it was the Lady in Red's husband who killed her after he caught her cheating. Whatever the legend, hundreds of people have called the Mitzpah Hotel one of the most haunted places on the planet, and nobody has ever captured real, tangible evidence of the Lady in Red until now. After a long night of paranormal investigating, a man and his friend are gearing up to call it quits. It's 3 a.m, the devil's hour, and they haven't managed to capture much. They're in the basement bowels of the hotel, discussing its rich history, when all of a sudden, they manage to capture what looks like the figure of a woman crossing quickly across the frame.
Whoa! 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 What the? I got that on camera, bro. There was a woman that just walked by right now.
The figure is a bit inconspicuous at first, but upon multiple rewatches, it is definitely a woman, dressed very old-fashioned, and she moves at the speed of light somehow. The two manage to investigate further, expecting to find another human somewhere, but they are unable to find the woman at all. What do you think? Was this the infamous lady in red or something else entirely? You be the judge.
Whoa! 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 What the? I got that on camera, bro. There was a woman that just walked by right now.